Welcome everybody, or welcome back. Thank you for joining me. As you can tell by the title, this is not exactly an episode that I had planned. First, before I start anything else, this is totally my fault, and I take full responsibility, and I'm fixing it gleefully. It is not the end of the world, but here's what happened. So when I joined Webtoon, I didn't read Webtoons beforehand. I knew nothing about the platform really, except from what I learned on Google and through friends. They were like, oh, it's a really great place to post your comic, but I didn't know anything about the platform. When you sign up, you're supposed to sign something about nudity and stuff like that, but I just clicked that I read it, and I hadn't read it, as we all do with a lot of fine print situations. So I went ahead and I was posting page by page, and there's nothing too terrible in my initial pages, so it wasn't a big deal. But as I was reading more Webtoons, I started to realize that what really caught on was the longer posts. Like, that was more enjoyable to read. At least for me, I found it to be more enjoyable. Well, since I already have so much of this comic already finished, I thought I would go ahead and just post episodes that were longer. So I went ahead and posted 6 episodes that were roughly anywhere from 8 to 6 pages around in that department. And so those are currently up. But when I did so rapidly without, again, thinking about nudity or anything like that. I think I put all of my pages underneath the mature content warning, and I thought as long as that was there, since I'm not drawing anything graphic, like, what could they possibly complain about, really? Well, I was wrong, because these images were considered to be offensive, and so I'm going back and editing them. I think I only had one page removed, but one episode removed, and I'm trying to get that currently restored. So this is how I'm doing it, by adding a bikini onto my little stripper here, and trying to get her to be a little bit more presentable. It's not, like I said, it's totally my fault. I should have read the fine print, but that's what's going on. I am also going to be censoring what I'm updating on Tapas too. I think it's Tapas is what it's called, the other comic platform. I'm not getting as much traction on Tapas. I have a lot more views on Webtoon, but I will be uploading on Tapas as well. If you're a Tapas reader, you can read this Webtoon there as well. I've been posting on Twitter, and that's been pretty successful. I've gotten a lot of views on Twitter. So I feel like I'm getting my comic out there, and that feels really good. But I just have to be careful with some of these images. As I go through and I start drawing my next chapters, I'm going to be keeping this in mind and trying to keep everything pristine. It's kind of sad, because I like, the idea of the authenticness of the naked lady, but there's tasteful ways of doing it. And to be honest, the strippers in this comic book are in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and in Atlantic City, I don't think they're allowed to be naked. I think they have to wear bikinis in the club. At least the clubs that I've been to, they have to wear bikinis. So even though I'm not jazzed about the change, it's actually more realistic to the setting of the comic. So I can't complain that much. It's just forced me to make a change that I probably needed to make anyway. And I'm probably going to keep this change for when I make my comic books and sell them as ebooks. So that's pretty much the whole update. If you have questions about it, let me know, but that's pretty much where I am. Like I said, I didn't intend to be making this change on the fly. Hopefully that episode will get restored, and I'll be able to go on with the comic. I'm going to keep the comic at a bit of a standstill on Webtoon for the time being. I'm not going to add any new episodes until my Tapas account catches up. I want to have a release date of June 1st or July 1st, somewhere in there, when I actually put out the ebook itself. And so I kind of want the conclusion of this part of the series to to end before I publish, and to, you know, just build up some readership and some excitement about it, because I'm coming out from nowhere. You know, I have people who have read this, but it's, you know, few and far between, and not a lot of them are ebook readers. I found them at Comic Cons and stuff like that. That's where my readership has come from, that in my Etsy shop. So that's where my readership has come from, and I'm trying to drum up a wider readership and a more organic fandom. So we'll see what the outcome is. If there are other places to post comics, let me know. All I know of is Webtoon, Tapas, and Twitter. That's where I'm posting now. But if there are other things out there that I am not thinking of, please let me know. I hope this gains some traction so that I can get some feedback on what to do and also what not to do as far as posting. I think that's going to wrap this up. I'll finish putting a little bikini on her, and we will call it a day. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.